Welcome students, welcome to lecture 3 of Power Plant Engineering KME 076. Welcome to the online portal of Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow. Today we discuss the history, present status and future status of the power plants. I am Dr. Tarun Kumar Gupta, Associate Professor in Department of Mechanical Engineering, GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida. See, first of all, we will discuss the history of power generation in India. History of power generation in India is approximately 140 years old. First demonstration of electricity was conducted in Calcutta in 1879. This was the first demonstration. इसमें बताया गया था कि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्या होती है, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्या कर सकती है, उस जो भी उस समय टेक्नोलॉजीज अवेलेबल थी, आज की टेक्नोलॉजी के हिसाब से नहीं, उस समय जो टेक्नोलॉजी अवेलेबल थी कि इलेक्ट्रिसिटी क्या क्या कर सकती है. सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट इनपुट फर्स्ट पावर प्लांट इन इंडिया was set up, that was hydro power plant. I told you at that time there was no thermal technologies was available. So, hydro technology was available. So, first power plant was function in Darjeeling in 1970. Yes, this power plant was of very small capacity, only 130 kilowatt capacity, but this power plant gives a light, gives a passage that we can set more power plant, we can generate more electricity, we can use electricity, we can run our appliances with the electricity, and we can it open a passage for new development of the appliances which can run with the help of electricity, right. So, this was the first power plant of India in Darjeeling of 130 kilowatt capacity. Later on, a higher capacity power plant of 4.5 megawatt capacity was commissioned in Karnataka near Shiv Samudram Fall of Kaveri. So, at that time ये पहले था 130 किलोवाट का, उसके बाद 4.5 मेगावाट का प्लांट लगाया गया. सो इसको बहुत हायर कैपेसिटी का कंसीडर किया गया था, बट इन सब ने क्या किया, एक नया पैसेज, एक नया एरिया ओपन किया, ब्रॉड एरिया ओपन किया कि पावर प्लांट्स लगा सकते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिसिटी डेवलप कर सकते हैं, बहुत सारे इक्विपमेंट, बहुत सारे मशीन्स को हम रन कर सकते हैं, राइट. नाउ एट द टाइम ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस मीन्स इन 1947 the our power generation capacity was 1362 megawatt. ध्यान रखिए, दिस वाज द पावर जनरेशन कैपेसिटी, डजेंट मीन कि हम इतनी पावर जनरेट करते थे. इसका मतलब है कि अगर हम 100% पावर जनरेट करना चाहें तो मैक्सिमम इतनी पावर जनरेट कर सकते हैं. सो एट द टाइम ऑफ इंडिपेंडेंस आवर पावर जनरेशन कैपेसिटी वाज 1362 megawatt. नाउ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ दैट टाइम took it on priority and make necessary steps to generate the electricity, and in year 2000 the power generation capacity of India was approximately 1 lakh megawatt, but it was not sufficient. So, the president of that time, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam, give a point, give a vision, mission 2020, vision 2020 for India, and they disclose that India can become a developed country in 2020 by some points. So, he discussed in his vision that electricity generation must be high, ज़्यादा होनी चाहिए. Now, अब ये कैसे होता, हमारे पास रिसोर्सेज बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं थे. सो कैसे हम इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बहुत ज़्यादा जनरेट करें. सो गवर्नमेंट ने एक इनिशिएशन लिया. गवर्नमेंट ने स्टेट गवर्नमेंट और सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट के साथ साथ प्राइवेट प्लेयर्स को भी इनवाइट किया जस्ट टू कमीशन द पावर प्लांट, एंड विद द हेल्प ऑफ दैट स्टेप द इंडिया इज एबल टू जनरेट अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 2 lakh मेगावाट पावर एट 31 मार्च 2012. मीन्स 2012 में लगभग हमारी पावर जनरेशन कैपेसिटी होगी 2 लाख मेगावाट. स्टिल it is insufficient. So, गवर्नमेंट ने फिर इनिशिएशन लिया, वी वर्क टुवर्ड द renewable energy resources also like solar, wind also, and government disclosed that at 31st March 2022 our power generation capacity is approximately 4 lakh megawatt. So, now you can think in 2000 it was a 1 lakh megawatt, now in 2022 it is approximately 4 lakh megawatt. Now, we are having electricity more than our requirement, and now we are able to export the electricity to some countries. Let us say present status of the electricity, you can see this is the installed power generation capacity in India as of 31st March 2022, right. So, here you can see the thermal energy, nuclear energy, hydro, renewable, and then total sum, right. Now, I will give you the detailed of the renewable energy resources. Here central government, state governments and private players. You can see in thermal case, electricity developed by the coal by central government is approximately 64,000 megawatt. By state government it is all state governments it is approximately 66,800 megawatt, and by private players it is approximately 73,200 megawatt. So, all the electricity developed by the coal is approximately 2,04,000 megawatt, which is 51.08%. This electricity is developed by the coal, by low grade coal you can say. The electricity developed by the lignite, you can see central government plants generate 3,640 megawatt, state government plants generate 1,150 megawatt, private players plants generate approximately 1,830 megawatt. So, total electricity generation was approximately 6,620 megawatt, which is approximately 1.66% of the total electricity generation. Now, gas based power plant and diesel based power plant. So, you can say the gas based power plant run by the central government, state government and private players, the total power generation capacity of the gas based power plant is approximately 24,899 megawatt, which is approximately 6.23% of the total power generation capacity. So, now if we come to the diesel, there is no diesel power plant run by the central government, you can see the capacity is 0, and various state governments run the diesel power plant of capacity only 236 megawatt capacity, while private players also run the diesel power plant of capacity 273 megawatt capacity. So, total diesel power plant, the total power generation by diesel is approximately 509 megawatt capacity, which is approximately 0.13% of the total power generation capacity. So, if we total the thermal power station, the central government's plants generate approximately 7,927 megawatt capacity, while state government plants generate almost same capacity 75,300 capacity. Private players plant generate slightly more than state government or central government, you can see 875 megawatt capacity. So, total thermal power capacity, total of coal, lignite, gas, diesel or inclusive of central government, state government, private players. So, the capacity of all India capacity by thermal power plant is 2,36,108 megawatt power. Out of approximately 4 lakh power, this much amount 2,36,108 megawatt is generated by the thermal power plants. So, you can say approximately 59% electricity is generated by the thermal power plants in India, right. Now, come to nuclear power plant, because we have insufficient quantity of the radioactive materials like uranium, plutonium, etc. So, we are having very less nuclear power plants, we depend on other countries which are very rich in radioactive material. So, you can see here that only central government has nuclear power plant, that is of power generation capacity 6,780 megawatt, rest state government has no power plant, nuclear power plant, private players also have no nuclear power plant. So, total power generation capacity by nuclear power is only 6780 megawatt, which is approximately, you can see, 1.7% of the total power generation capacity. Few nuclear power plants are commissioned, they will commission in 2-3 years, they are in process, they will commission in 2-3 years. So, then in that case the power generation by nuclear energy will definitely will increase. Now, come to hydroelectric power plants. So, if we are talking about hydroelectric power plant, I told you hydroelectric power plant generate only approximately 13% of the electricity. How 13%? Here I have mentioned only 11.7. I told you how it is 13%. You can see all central government, state government as well as private players have hydroelectric power plants. So, central government generate the generation capacity of central government plants is only 15,664 megawatt capacity, while the power generation capacity of state government by hydropower is almost double, it is 27,126 megawatt capacities, while private players generate very less power by hydroelectric, that is only 3,931 megawatt. So, the power generation capacity by hydraulic is total 46,722 megawatt, which is 11.7%. Now, I told you that hydroelectric generation is approximately 13%. So, in the next slide I told you how it is 13%. Come to renewable energy resources, you can say central government plants generate 1632 megawatt capacity, while state government plant generate 2423 megawatt capacity, but private plants, private players generate a large amount of energy from renewable energy resources. You can see 1,05,829 megawatt capacity. So, it is a big amount. The total power generation capacity of India is by renewable energy resources 1,09,885 megawatt capacity. In this way, you can see the central government's plants generate total 99,000 megawatt generation, while the state government plant generate approximately 1,04,854 megawatt power generation. Now, if you have remember, I told you in year 2000 our power generation capacity was 2 lakh megawatt, only 2 lakh megawatt. Here our power generation capacity is 4 lakh megawatt. So, here you can see the difference. Private player, the role of the private player approximately 2 lakh megawatt. So, 2 lakh megawatt power is generated by the private player. So, total power generation capacity of India is approximately 4 lakh megawatt. Now, I told you कि hydro capacity is 13%. Here I have shown only 11.7. So, I told you how it is 13%. You can see again see this slide. There is a renewable energy resources. There is no breakup of this renewable energy resources. So, in the next slide I have given the breakup of renewable energy resources. Here you can see the breakup of renewable energy resources, that solar energy or power generation by the solar energy is 53,996 approximately megawatt, which is approximately 13% of the total. It is approximately, right. Wind power, see power generation by wind is approximately 40,357 megawatt, which is approximately 10%. Power generation by biomass 10,205 megawatt. So, it is approximately 2.5%. Now, small hydro plants which include in the renewable energy resources, which were not included in the hydroelectric resources, hydroelectric power plant. So, and what are the small hydro power plants? Small hydro power plants whose power generation capacity is less than or equal to 25 megawatt. They are considered as a small hydroelectric power plant, and the power generation capacity of such plant is 4848 megawatt. So now you can see in the first slide the power generation capacity of hydro is 46,722 and small hydro power plant is, it is 44,848. So total approximately is 53,000 megawatt. So again, which is approximately is 13% total 13%. Now waste to energy. So in India we now we are generating, we have a good concept, we are generating electricity from the waste coming out from our houses, our industries, our entrepreneurs. So we are generating 4706 megawatt capacity from the waste. Efforts are doing to increase this part, waste to energy. So in the future very soon we will able to generate large amount of energy from the waste. Now if we will discuss about the future trends, you can see the future trends. See in year 2000 our power generation capacity, it is in gigawatt, ध्यान रखिएगा ये गीगावाट में है, अभी तक हमने मेगावाट में डिस्कस किया था. नाउ इट इज़ इन गीगावाट. यू कैन सी in year 2000 our power generation capacity was approximately somewhere at 2 lakh megawatt or 200 gigawatt. See you can see here color combination, that coal, this is the coal energy, then this is the gas energy, green one is the power developed by the oil, right, and you can see all these. Now in year 2010 when government after revising the government policy for power generation, after inviting private players to generate the power, so our power generation capacity increased slightly in year 2010. Still it is less than 250 gigawatt, you can say. But in the 2020 when government feels that power generation is much less as compared to requirement, so government invite more private players and gives some policy, make some liberal policies and try to generate more power. Also government focus on the renewable energy resources, more on the solar as well as on the wind power. So in the year 2020 we can see the role of the policies and power generation capacity, which was very less in year 2010, it is almost double in 2020. You can see it is approximately 300 or 350 gigawatt. Now about the projections, about the future status, if we are generating the electricity by the same way, जैसा अभी तक हम जनरेट करते आ रहे हैं, अगर ऐसा ही जनरेट करते रहेंगे और जिस हिसाब से हमारी रिक्वायरमेंट है उसी हिसाब से हम लोग जनरेट करते रहेंगे, सो वी आर एबल टू जनरेट अप्रॉक्सीमेटली 800 गीगावाट in 2030, approximately 800 gigawatt in 2030, right. Presently our power generation capacity is 400 gigawatt, that is 4 lakh megawatt, and in the year 2030 we will be able to generate 800 gigawatt or 8 lakh megawatt capacity. And if we are talking about year 2040, we will be able to generate approximately double of this. It means approximately 1600 gigawatt or 16 lakh megawatt power capacity we will able to generate. Again you can see the role of the coal, the part of the coal energy or part of the thermal energy. If we are saying coal, gas and oil, all the thermal energy, right. So you can see here coal, blue one is the gas, green one is the oil. Same you can see the dependence on the coal, oil and gas increase. Here you can see dependence on the coal, oil and gas also increase. So part of the coal is increased, but here you can see there is a part, yellow part. Yellow part means renewable energy resources, solar as well as other renewable. This yellow is solar and this slightly just above the yellow it is renewable energy resources. So here you can see the part of the solar energy will increase. Here you can see part of the solar energy is increased. This is the solar power. This is a solar power. So you can see coal power or thermal power is less as compared to solar power. Solar power is introduced somewhere in 2010 and 2020, you can see with this diagram, and it try to overcome coal power, hydropower. The role of hydropower is very small, you can say we are not able to extract much power from the hydro sources. This is the hydropower. So you can see here we are not able to generate more power from the hydro sources, right, but we will be definitely we will able to generate more power from the solar, and this portion is the wind. Now if you will see, almost there is zero wind power in 2010, sorry, in 2000. In 2010 there is slightly very less wind power, you can see this portion. Now this wind power increase in 2020, it will increase more in 2030, and it will increase more in 2040, but the maximum improvement, maximum power will develop with the help of solar in 2040, right. Now we will discuss about the carbon credit. Dear friends, आपने सुना होगा कि देयर इज सम कार्बन क्रेडिट. अभी कुछ साल पहले मेट्रो, दिल्ली मेट्रो को 49 करोड़ का कार्बन क्रेडिट मिला था. सो व्हाट इज़ कार्बन क्रेडिट? ये कार्बन क्रेडिट होता क्या है? कार्बन क्रेडिट क्या है? देखिए, इंटरनेशनली कार्बन क्रेडिट जो है ये इट इज़ एन एग्रीमेंट, इट इज़ ए परमिशन जो आपको कार्बन को एमिट करने की परमिशन देता है. मीन्स if you are having carbon credit, you are eligible to emit certain amount of the carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases in the atmosphere. One carbon credit means permission to emit 1 ton of the such gases. One carbon credit means permission to emit 1 ton of such gases. Now इसका पर्पज़ क्या है? क्यों यूज़ करते हैं हम कार्बन क्रेडिट? सी द ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ द कार्बन क्रेडिट इज to reduce the emission of the greenhouse gases, because whenever you want to emit the greenhouse gases or carbon dioxide gases, you have to purchase carbon credit. So you will pay for that. Government is getting money, so every time you have to pay. If you have to emit 1 ton of such gases, you have to pay some amount of the government or certain agencies which are able to sell this carbon credit. Now how can we sell the carbon credit? कहाँ से? और ये कार्बन क्रेडिट वर्ड आया कहाँ से? कार्बन क्रेडिट वर्ड केम इनटू एग्जिस्टेंस फ्रॉम द क्योटो प्रोटोकॉल इन जापान इन 1997. सो 1997 में जापान में एक क्योटो प्रोटोकॉल किया गया था विच इज़ रिलेटेड टू एनवायरनमेंट, और इस एनवायरनमेंट से रिलेटेड प्रोटोकॉल में ये डिसाइड किया गया कि वी हैव टू रिड्यूस द एमिशन ऑफ द ग्रीन हाउस गैसेज एज वेल एज कार्बन डाइऑक्साइड. सो carbon credit words comes into existence. Now carbon credit can buy or sell like shares. They are available in India. You can see their carbon credit can be traded on India's multi commodity exchange, right. It is the first exchange in India where we can trade the carbon credit. Now some companies which already have some carbon credit and now they are emitting less amount of the greenhouse gases or carbon dioxide, they can sell their carbon credit to other companies. So there is such example. You can see Jindal Vijayanagar Steel have recently declared that by the next 10 years it will be ready to sell $225 million worth rupees carbon credit just to save the carbon. So this much amount, just they reduce their carbon dioxide emission and greenhouse gases emission, and then they are able to sell their carbon credit to others, those who at that time who will emit the carbon or emit the carbon dioxide or emit the greenhouse gases. So this is one example. So throughout world it is doing so. In the last I think last 2-3 years ago, Delhi Metro also got advantage of 49 crore of the carbon credit. So they were able to sell their carbon credit in 49 crore rupees. So that is a good income. right. So, today this is sufficient. I have discussed the history of the power plant, I have discussed the present status of the power plant, I have discussed the future trend of the power plant and carbon credit. So, dear friends, if there is any suggestion, any questions, you can send these to me. Thank you very much.